but I'm here for you. And I just need to get these feelings out because it's driving me crazy inside. Do you want to fuck right after that? You were like, you're about to start crying. That was the best performance. Alex, the most important thing about this question here is the performance I just laid out. Because that got 3 cameras on me. I didn't break character.
You should put it in your reel, John.
I'm going to make a reel. Somebody hire me. I'm a free agent. Next Rom-Com.
And then you're going to end up being cast as the villain because that's what you are. Next question.
And
welcome back to Give It To Me Straight. I'm Alex.
And I am John.
And we're your
gracious hosts. I'm going to pick a different camera every time. You're never going to know.
Well, I feel like I was doing different cameras, but then I just decided to like see where you were at. So we should have matched up.
Did you go to the same one?
We should have. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out.
What's up, girl?
Nothing. It's a little bit chilly in here, but it's really not bad.
I know.
Clearly.
It's warm outside.
But we were just talking about how we're going to have a new setup soon. It'll be temporary just for like a few months, but like I'm anticipating what it'll look like.
Probably small.
Yeah.
Probably won't look like this.
I know. I don't think we'll be this far apart from each other.
We'll be closer.
Our bright sign that nobody can see won't be there.
This is like what? We talked about this, our 4th or 5th place that we did the podcast. We'll figure it out.
This is our first time filming it though. But anyway,
that's true.
No, I just feel like the weather's finally coming around. It's so nice that it really does affect your mood. I feel like we've talked about that too in season 1. I feel like we talked about the weather in every episode in season 1. We're like, it's raining, it's snowing, it's nice.
I don't remember, but probably.
Yeah, it feels like so long ago. Well, how are you? What's going on?
Tired. I'm tired. Alex, it's not my ick because it's not your fault, but Alex's snoring is getting worse. It's just, I don't know what's going on.
I can't.
The mouth breathing is getting worse, and I'm a light sleeper, so now usually I can roll Alex over and she'll stop when she's on her side, but now she's side snoring, and that was it. That was the only only option I had was roll over, she stops.
I've seen online people taping their mouths. Does that help with
snoring? I saw that yesterday too.
No, but does that help with snoring?
I guess,
I'm just a nasally person.
It seems dangerous. I wouldn't want you to do that.
That's what I would, because I can never breathe out of my nose, so my fear would be that I would die.
Yeah, I would feel so bad if I'm tape your mouth shut and then you died in your sleep.
If you stop breathing in your sleep, do you wake up? Would I wake up? You know what I mean?
Most of the time, but people die in their sleep from suffocating.
You, the other night, I thought you were crying, but you were having a dream. John, I wake up in the middle of the night and he's like,
I wasn't weeping.
No, you were. I'm telling you, I was like, he's dreaming that I'm dead. That's because obviously that would really upset you. Was I on my side? No, I think you were on your back, but your head was over. I remember looking
at you, waking up to you, and you're like, "Are you okay?"
Well, I was trying to wake you up because you were sobbing, and so I knew it was about me.
Sobbing.
But no, in your sleep though, you woke up and you go, "A homeless man was beating me up."
I know. In my dream, I went to a public bathroom, and a homeless man with really, really long arms, and he was like inflatable tube man was coming after him. He was like, "Ugh." And
were you fighting him in your dream?
No, I was trying to get away, and I was going around corners, trying to get away from him, and I just couldn't. And I was like, I don't have anything. And and then I woke up to you. It's nice that you care about me though, because Alex and I got in a huge fight that day, and the fact that she was caring enough to wake me up and be like, it's okay. I know you really love me, because you didn't talk to me.
Just because we get in arguments doesn't mean I don't love you. You're like, yep, this is it. You're so dramatic.
Is true love. Yeah. This is true love. But yeah, I'm just a little tired, from you.
From me.
It didn't help that I'm turning into a cooking fanatic.
I know.
Now.
You are.
I don't know why I did that last night.
I think you just you're getting in touch with your Italian side.
So my uncle Gary, who passed away, love him. R.I.P. Whatever I'm supposed to say to that. I do love him. And how awkward
that's so awkward. You're like, whatever, however I'm supposed to respect you.
I don't know. Anyways, I got my tattoo with him. Let me make this more awkward. Okay, moving on. He was a chef at a Yankee Stadium, and in the skyboxes, he made all the food and stuff. But that was his thing, and I feel like a little of him's coming out of me. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy it too.
the more like we've been working a lot and working late. So anything for me to get away from editing, because Alex can edit longer than me. Like I can't do it.
But I could see where it's so difficult to cook at the end of the night when like you're both burnt out and exhausted. Like the last thing I want to do. And I like loved cooking. I used to love cooking, and now it just feels like a chore. And I know it's because like there's other things that are like mentally draining for me right now, but I want to get back to it. It's very soothing.
I was gonna say, doesn't it unplug you a little bit? You listen to your podcast, and you can, I guess when it's like hectic time.
But like, timing wise, I'm like, if I start now, I won't be done until like 8:30. It's just like, just more of a chore. Right. And then cleaning a kitchen, like.
But with saying that, like, I guess the reason we brought up is because I made food at like 9:30 last night. I also hate wasting food.
Well, so don't blame my snoring. You didn't sleep well because
I slammed you had the like meat pasta. I made my own sauce. I've never made that before. I made my own sauce and like, chicken and pork and all the stuff. Yeah, I put some red pepper flakes in it. But so that probably contributed to not sleeping well.
Yeah.
But wait, also we forgot. Guys, reviews.
Oh, yes. We would really appreciate if you, number one, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because if you're just listening, why don't you want to watch us as well? Right?
We're going through all this fucking effort to do the video.
But yeah, we really appreciate your reviews. 5 stars,
I figured we would start saying that in the beginning instead of the end,
and then,
just to make sure
maybe
you
if
hear
we're
us.
Feeling spicy at the end, we'll read something like we used to.
Oh, maybe.
I do also want to give a shout out to Lauren. She suggested that we time our quickies, because we know this, that when we read our quickie questions, they always just end up like long.
That's a good idea.
Questions. So, but how long do you think that we should time ourselves for? Like, how long is a quickie?
We'll wait for Goo, because then we'll have 2 timers. Timer for the cameras and then timer for the quickies.
No, but I think we should time it now. Like, I'll just time it on my phone. But like, I'm asking, how long should our response time be? I'll read the question and then we can like what?
We'll give a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes? I feel like that's a long time.
3-minute timer.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? You're not going to answer anything in 2 minutes.
Maybe we see how question 1 goes, and then we decide.
How about we just average them all out? So we'll do each question, each quickie, and then we'll average it at the end and see how long.
But I think the challenge is to try to get it within a certain amount of time.
But this is the test run, because we haven't done it before. You got to have a test run first.
If you have a quickie with someone, how long is it?
5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes.
All right. Well, let's just try it. Let's just try.
Wait, anything else about the week? Just diving right in. What else is going on? Anything?
We're starting renos soon. That's it. I don't know.
Okay.
What else? Oh, it is April, my birthday month. And so my birthstone is a diamond, and I expect you to buy me lots of diamonds as well. I'm just kidding. Okay. But you are taking me away this weekend, which will be fun. I don't know where we're going.
Maybe you'll hate it.
That's true.
You'll never know. Well, you'll know when we get there, but right now you'll know.
That's like what I love about like how we celebrate things, whether it's like a Christmas present or birthdays, is like we go places. I
hate giving gifts.
Tired of traveling.
I hate it because I never know what to get people. I'd rather just go do something.
I know, but I am kind of tired. I wouldn't mind staying home, but I'm excited to go for my birthday.
Well, too bad.
No, it'll be fun. I'm excited. But I'm also
we're gone like every weekend.
I know.
Should we talk about that? We talk about that next time for the following weekend.
I guess the following weekend we'll talk about the following weekend.
We're going. Okay.
Okay, so let's jump in.
All right, jump in.
So how old is too old? I'm 26 and my boyfriend is 44. Everything about our relationship is literally perfect aside from our age gap. Do people really care about age differences anymore?
No, you're 5 years younger than me. Wait, what's the difference?
Well, for them, she's 26 and 44.
Oh.
I personally don't. I think as long as you're dating an adult, a consenting adult, do what you want.
To each his own.
Do what the fuck you want. I mean, will you run into challenges when you're older? Maybe. But like, there's people who are mentally and physically younger than what their actual age is.
That's true. I mean, it's just mentally, like your personalities.
Right.
When you connect, you connect. You can't help it. So it's just.
But there are, I don't know. Of course, there's like extreme cases where it's like, I don't know, like 30, 40 years. Like, I don't know. You could jump into that.
Whatever. It's your life. Are you going to get judged? Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, expect that. Don't expect like everything's going to be all hunky dory because people are going to judge you. I mean,
honky dory or hunky dory? Hunky dory? Honky dory.
Honky dory.
I think.
Whatever.
You said something recently in like one of the past episodes where you were like, "Oh, pedestal." You were like, "Don't put him up on a pedestal. It's pedestal."
I don't care. Like
But I'm sure
guys,
we both say things.
Listen, I'm dyslexic.
That's nothing to do with.
I was in special classes growing up. I am so proud of where I am in life right now.
I'm proud of you too.
You can't put me down.
You can't put me down.
The fact that I am where I'm at is just an accomplishment. I can go right now.
I'm sure we both say things that are completely wrong.
You can put me in a home or put me in the ground right now. I've
John,
went way past I thought I was going to go.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying.
Don't say that.
I'm going to fuck words up.
Because I feel like that once you like let the universe know that you're like done, you're going to get got.
Don't take my advice because I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't expect me to say the correct words.
All right, 2 minutes. Okay.
I think we answered that, right?
Yeah, we answered
kind
that.
Of.
You're
it was the most broad answer. We didn't do a great job, but we answered. All right,
how old is too old? There's no such thing as long as it's not illegal.
Also, I know I finally got some flack from people saying I don't let you finish what you're saying. Well, so we're both just as bad.
I cut you off and you don't let me finish. But it's just my stories. It's when I'm taking a long time to tell the story.
Is there any story that you want to talk about?
Not right now, but when I think of one. Okay, ready? Next question. Do you guys pee in the shower? My husband thinks this is extremely disgusting and can't fathom that I do. Definitely not something we are going to get divorced over, but it gets brought up at family functions. So I need to know if you both think it's normal or not.
I know somebody who shit in the shower and smashed it down the drain like a cheese grater, like boom. Not me. I didn't do it. So lesser of two evils. I'll take pee all day. I'm not joking.
Who?
Also, you know what guys do when they?
Do I know?
You know guys who like.
Wait, do I know? What?
People do nasty shit in the shower. You're about the guys who like nut in the shower, and they. I remember living in the frat house.
Okay, wait.
Wait. I remember living in the frat house, and
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. And the rule was no jellyfish in the shower. That's what they called it.
Is that an actual jellyfish or is that...
What do you think?
John, I'm just trying to clarify here. Just like you like to know all of the...
Guys are gross.
Who shit in the shower?
I'm not saying names. It wasn't me. I don't shit in the shower. I definitely pee in the shower. So yes, I agree. Peeing in the shower is okay.
I was going to say, I also just like... Where are you peeing in the shower? Are you peeing all over the shower? Just pee in the drain.
Piss in the drain, though.
Oh my
gosh.
Don't
pee all over the floor. Though it's good for if you have athlete's foot.
Peeing?
Yeah, you piss on it.
On your feet?
Ammonia or whatever the
I
fuck's
thought that
in it.
Peeing is good if you get stung by a jellyfish.
That too. But it's good for like, you know, when you have athlete's foot when there's like the tear in your toe.
I just like the visual of shit in the shower right now.
Like a drain. You know, girl showers are fucking gross though too. I remember dating girls.
There's hair, like shit in the shower is like, was that an accident?
I mean, you can't top that.
It had to be an accident.
I don't know.
What do you mean? It was an accident. Like you didn't have time. I don't even know though, in what world do you not have time? Like the toilet is literally right there. If anything, that's a perfect scenario. You jump out of the shower, you shit, and then you go back into the shower.
I lived in a grody frat house. Ew. Some of the frat houses, fraternity, whatever you want to say, I know this one fraternity who always had parties every weekend.
Wait, is frat like? Why'd you put air quotes around
Because everyone gets mad when you say frat. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. I don't know. I remember being like, you don't call it frat.
Okay.
Anyways, so this one fraternity would have parties every weekend, and for 2 years, one of their toilets never worked. Never. It was broken, and people were still shitting in that toilet at parties, and it was like peeking out of the toilet. It was disgusting.
And no one wanted to do anything about it?
No, birds were living in the house. Because what would happen was you would have to move out of the house in order for the landlord to come in and fix it and all that. But you would lose that house. So it was in like a prime location near campus. So
you don't have like a lease?
You had a lease, but it's like if the landlord came in the house and saw, they would kick them out.
Oh, because you weren't allowed to have rats in a house.
No. They would evict them because of how disgusting the house was.
Oh, so you as a group, you're like, instead of fixing the problem, we're just going to live in filth. Why? Like, because
they wanted the house.
No one could hire their own handyman to come through.
You're like 18. They probably never thought of that or had no money. We fought over toilet paper. I'm just telling, no one had any money.
Sounds like a literal nightmare.
It is. Anyways.
It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
But did you say cool with the peeing? We both agreed peeing.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I wouldn't say that I hold my pee to pee in the shower, but if I have to pee in the shower, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. But if I'm in the bathroom, I don't know. Do I pee before?
Also, no, because I don't want to waste a whole toilet bowl of pee or water.
You think you're doing it because you're conserving water? You're saving the planet,
or my water bill.
Look at it like that. You're saving the planet. But I think most people. I actually would wonder how it's split like 50-50 if like most people pee in the shower or think it's okay, or if people are so against it.
People definitely pee in the shower way more than they don't. Also, I just want to say girls' showers are disgusting too. I dated this girl who would take chunks out of her hair and
you can't even
stick it to the wall.
You can't compare have, like, little hair. You can't compare hair to shit in the shower.
No, you can't top that. I said that earlier.
Next question.
Still, it's gross.
I have a friend/roommate who I'm close with, but recently he banged a girl his best friend liked after he asked my roommate not to. My roommate said he wanted to help his friend get over her by breaking his heart. I don't want things to be weird, but I no longer trust or respect him.
Who fucked who?
This guy, his roommate. So it'd be like you living with someone and your roommate.
Is the roommate a boy?
Yeah,
so
I guess I'm assuming. So 2 guys live together. One guy fucked some girl his friend liked. Does that make sense? And so the guy who's writing in has nothing to do with it. He's just like a spectator, but he's like, my roommate fucked one of his best friends, like this girl who he liked. And after he said, don't fuck her, and he did. And he said he did it to help his friend get over her by breaking his heart. Does that make sense?
I can't. What's your answer to that?
He goes, I don't want things to, you know what? He's not really asking for advice. He just said, I don't want things to be weird, but I no longer trust or respect him. Like, yeah, I would kind of lose respect after if someone did that as well. Like if my friend, put it this way, my friend.
No. Focus. I'm having a hard time understanding this question. Go.
My roommate, let's just say, she has a best friend. Okay. And her best friend was like, I really like this dude. Don't fuck him. And then my roommate was like, fuck it. I'm gonna fuck him. And then so they hook up. And now her best friend is like, what the heck? You slept with this guy after I told you not to. So she
called dibs on.
So yeah. So like now I'm just a spectator and I'm like, that was a shitty thing to do. You know?
It was a shitty thing. Thank you for breaking that down for me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was way easier.
It was kind of like written not well, I don't think.
So yeah, it's fucked up because if you guys are friends and the one.
So it's like it didn't impact him directly, but like now he knows of this situation. And so he's like.
He's out of the equation. I'm just basically like, if it's from one of their standpoints.
It's a shitty thing to do.
Yes, I agree. It's a shitty thing to do.
But you didn't ask for any advice. So we're just going to tell you, yeah, it's shitty. I would maybe
But then again, what are we in high school? You call dibs. Like, you know, if you have the opportunity, you both are single, you have the opportunity. If you both think that person's hot. I mean. You didn't date. You're not dating that person.
Maybe. I just think that like, how many fish are there in the sea? You know, do you live in a small
Not
town?
enough.
Like, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
It's not that easy to just like find someone to hook up with. Like, if you got the opportunity,
so you don't
seize the day.
Don't think that his roommate was in the wrong for hooking up with this girl?
I'm just being devil's advocate. I think either way. I mean, dibs is so. You call dibs on front seat. You know, it's like. Such a stupid...
I guess that's a good point. And like this girl has free will as well. Like she could fuck whoever the fuck she wants to fuck.
Get mad at the girl that you called dibs on. Obviously she didn't like you. She likes the other one.
Don't get mad at her. Again, she could do what she wants.
I'm saying if you're gonna be annoyed or upset with anyone, it wouldn't be your friend because it's like you didn't have the chance to begin with. A chance with her to begin with.
The guy who's writing in,
he's out of it. No.
Yeah.
I'm
so
just
you're
talking
about his friend. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I know this was confusing. That also took 3 minutes. So maybe 3 minutes, but I also took like half of the time to explain the question. Maybe 3 minutes is it. All right. Well, we'll have this down by next episode, guys. Okay. Next question. My boyfriend is finishing up his degree, and apparently all he could find for study buddies are women. I've caught him twice reading texts and meeting up with women to study, but he always tells me it's with a group and at school, but instead it's really in cafes. Is this okay?
So cafe's better. You're in a public location. Well, when I got my degree in occupational therapy, it was all women. So
right.
I always studied with women. I mean, you can't help who's in your class.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, I think it depends on what his major is, truly, because I think that there are female-dominated fields, just like there's male-dominated fields. And should he not be allowed to study because of his classmates? But I just think that, like,
you got to reel that jealousy in.
Right. But I just think also maybe it would make you feel more at ease to just know maybe who these people are that he's meeting up with. Like,
no, I don't think so.
I would.
Has he ever given you a reason to not trust him? Because if I was the guy, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally studying. If he never gave you a reason to not trust him, then you should trust him fully.
True. But if like this was us and you were in school.
So like, I gotta tell you everyone all-time pay.
Well, but like we weren't dating when you were in OT school. Like I didn't know you. But when we like just say you were going into like a female dominated field now, it all comes down to trust. You do have to trust your partner. But what is going to make you feel more at ease? It's him not lying to you, telling you exactly where he is. Because I don't think it's like he tells me he's with a group at school, but he's really meeting somewhere else. Like, what? Then why not just say that you're going to a coffee shop or a cafe?
He's not telling you that. I mean, that's kind of weird.
That's what I mean. It's like just those little things that are going to add up. Like, and is it one-on-one? Is the girl hot? You know, is she in a relationship? Is she single?
If you start going down that road of like little details, it's just you're setting yourself up for an argument for no reason.
I'm just putting myself in her shoes.
I know,
if you were meeting one-on-one with a girl in a cafe after you told me it was going to be at school and I found out that you went to Starbucks and it was just you and some other girl.
I'd rather that than be like, I'm going to her house or her apartment. At least it's a public.
But why would you rather any? Like what if it was me?
I think it just depends on the situation. Sometimes when you're in school, shit happens. You're like, oh, this is closed. We got to go here. We got to study at the library. We got to go to the cafeteria. I don't fucking know.
But what if it was me? What if I was meeting with dudes?
I mean,
yeah. Does it change it a little bit?
No, because I trust you. You have to have trust.
You do have to have trust.
If something has happened in the past, that's a different story.
But he's already giving her a reason to not trust him by lying about where he is.
I think it's so minor at this point. It's not worth bringing up.
I don't know, but I think if it's bothering you, I would bring it up.
All right, well then, prepare for a fight.
So
because I'd be annoyed as fuck. I'd be like, I am stressed out, I'm piggybacking off of anybody to try to pass.
Well, were you dating anyone when you were in OT school or were you single?
No, I was just hooking up with people.
So this is really like help. Like if you were in a relationship though.
But I wasn't.
Okay.
Next question.
I'm just saying that you're justified in feeling like uneasy about it though. Cause I think it's just natural that like, you know, hanging out with the opposite sex one-on-one when he's telling you something that he's not actually doing. I mean, you're rolling your eyes, but I think that if like roles were reversed, you would feel some type of way.
Agree to disagree.
So you want to move on? 422. That's how long it took for that one. Okay. Next question. Well, wait. Okay. So did we really even answer that though? Like what she should do?
Well, I answered one way. You answered another way. If besides the cafeteria thing, all right, my statement. It's so small of an issue. If something else arises, then yeah, bring it up. I don't think personally it's enough to bring it up. The guy's studying, he's trying to get through whatever course or class that he's in. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal. You're just adding more stress and tension, which neither one of you probably need. It's going to start a fight. I know it will start a fight. I think that way. So my vote is no until something else comes up.
He's also finishing up his degree, so hopefully this is going to be wrapped up soon. But I think just setting your own boundaries with him and letting him know, like, I would feel more comfortable if you tell me exactly where you are. Like, it's in a public area and just don't fucking lie to me. But it comes down to just honesty and like, but you also have to trust. But if he's giving you other reasons to not trust him, you might have to dive into that a little bit deeper. But okay, next question. What can I do to have my sleepy girlfriend be more intimate? Once she hits the bed, it's game over, and I feel like it's hurting our relationship. We've been together for 2 years and just started living together. It's only gotten worse since living together. Most times it ends in an argument and with her apologizing the next day. Is it a lost cause or should I keep trying? I'm out of options. I've even started to not try. It's sad. Thoughts?
One, I'm going to start answering and trying not to cuss so much because I feel like we're getting a lot of flack. And
Who cares?
But also because I don't want to have to keep putting beeps over stuff, which we'll be doing soon enough. 2, try at a different time than at night.
Right.
100%. The last thing I want to do after working all effing day.
Because reading this, Jon, you could cuss. Like, we could bleep it out.
I'm going to be better. I'm just trying to be better about it. Like literally working all day and then we're in bed. Like I'm trying to unwind. I'm not trying to rev back up. Maybe when I was younger, probably. But like I'd rather smash during the day.
So true. I was going to say when I read this question, I was like, I identify with the girlfriend because if I'm sitting down, I'm asleep. I can't get through a movie. I can't, let alone be in bed reading a book. Like I have to be engaged. I could fall asleep right now. I could fall asleep right now. I'm going to bed. But I just feel like, why are you giving up so easily? Like, is the bed the only place that you could fuck like at night? Or beep. Just do it during the day. Or do it right but when you get home from work together or in the morning or on the weekends. Like, I'm just confused. Like, this is your only option. You're like, as soon as she hits the bed, it's game over. She goes to sleep and now her relationship is ruined. What? Find other solutions.
Before you call it quits on trying, I think you should, look through some other avenues. 24 hours in the day. Look through some other avenues of, direction where you can have sex.
Right.
So.
You got this.
Good luck. So is that it for quickies?
That is it for quickies.
I'm thinking 4 minutes.
I mean, our max was like 4-ish minutes. So maybe between 3 and 4.
Okay.
Well, maybe 3:30. We'll set a timer. Who knows? Whatever. That was fun though. We didn't stick
Totally. That was so fun.
That was fun. We didn't stick to any of the times. Okay. It was more for research though. All right. Next question of our long forms. Okay. I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 5 years. Our relationship is amazing. We split work fairly and equally, great sex, and we're best friends. However, the one huge issue for me is that in his culture, cheating is very common and acceptable. Although I've expressed how much it hurts me, he does it about once a year. Should this be something I should learn to accept as his culture and set boundaries with it in our relationship? Or should I get it together and leave him?
This will take 10 seconds. Is this real? Is this another real question?
Or is this another
I feel so bad for her because I could tell that she's very concerned and this is like a question she really wants answered. I also this can't be real. I know. She's got to be fucking with us.
I mean, I don't know. It's a question that came through.
Like you said, get it together and leave. I'm just going to be nice because I could just lose my marbles on this. Just get it together and leave. This is not acceptable.
You're being gaslit into thinking, and he's gaslighting you into making you think that this is a cultural thing. I don't know in what culture actually cheating is acceptable.
Well, I guess it's not cheating. Like, what is it like in the Mormon religion where they can have multiple
polygamy?
Wives?
But that's then technically not cheating.
It's like religion.
So unless you're Mormon and or like it's a polygamous relationship, like
listen, we could dive into culture, religion, all that stuff based off of two.
If it is something that you are not okay with, then
like
go. Like you have to know that if you stay with him, you have to accept that this is who he is. You said that you've been together for 5 years and he's cheated on you every year. I'm sure that's not fucking fun. So if this
do you get to cheat?
Right, exactly. Does it go both ways? Do you get to now sleep around or go be with other men? Like,
this guy's a fucking bum.
I just think, again, if this is something that you're okay with and you're like, yeah, it's part of his culture, sure. But it doesn't sound like you're okay with it. And he's trying to convince you that this is what's normal in a relationship. It's not normal. Whatever. Maybe it's normal for some people, but if it's not normal for you, you do not have to accept that in your relationship, and you can get your shit together and leave. But you know what? If you're happy, keep on keeping on.
I like how we're trying to like skirt like saying anything like that's offensive to people, but I'm like, who am I offending? People who cheat on their significant other.
Right.
They don't consider it cheating maybe, or they think it's religion or whatever. I'm like, I do not agree with that at all.
It's like,
so I'll leave it at that. Whatever your culture, religion, whatever, if you're with someone else while you have a significant other, I don't think that's acceptable, but maybe you do. So enjoy. Leave it at that.
I don't know what culture cheating is common and acceptable. Enlighten me. Next question. How do y'all deal with getting on each other's nerves? Sometimes I want to tell my wife to leave me alone for a bit, but at the same time, I know she'll take it way too personal and shut down. She also turns into a mute when we argue for days on ends. Suggestions.
Alex and I were doing that this week, 2 days ago.
Relationships, sometimes you go through seasons where you're just up each other's asses, like not a good way. And you need to take a step back and be like, what are the stressors in our lives? Like, what is going on with us right now? And generally it's going to be resolvable, but you both need to have your me time. But I think you can, before it gets to that point of explosion of leave me alone, or you're on each other's nerves, you have to have a conversation prior to that of like what you need in order to not get to that place.
You have to remember fighting is natural.
Right.
Too. It's going to happen in every relationship at some point in time. And it's just like, how do you deal with it? And everyone's different. Some people become mute. Some people walk away. Some people want to fix it right away. And you got to learn each other's way of arguing and figure out how to communicate in a way that you guys can solve it in an amicable way.
Amicable. But no, he's asking though, how do we deal with like getting on each other's nerves? He wants to tell his wife to leave him alone just for a little bit.
I mean, okay, I wouldn't say you're going to have to say it in a way that it's not offensive to her.
Yeah.
Well, like, again, listen,
it's just me time.
I know, but just be like, I could tell that we are kind of like at each other's throats right now. Like, I need a little reprieve.
Or, I mean, usually it's mutual too. Like if one person is feeling some type of way, like generally your partner's not feeling.
He thinks that she's taking it in a way that it's going to be, like she's going to take it very personal if he says that.
Book her some me time for herself. Book her a spa.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Tell her to go get her nails done.
Go hang
Give
out
her
with
some money to go shopping.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think that like you can't be around your partner 24/7. John and I work together and like try to navigate
we don't
married
have that
life.
Luxury.
Yeah. So like we have to be super intentional about spending time apart. Like even though we're like, yeah, like we would love to go work out with each other like how we used to, I'm like, it's probably best if we don't. Like, we need to separate sometimes. It is not healthy to be around anyone 24/7.
No.
So I think explaining that to your wife, again, before it gets to the point that you need to be alone, have that conversation about me time and what you need to do to separate from one another. Again, like I said a million times prior to you exploding.
I agree. Yep. Total sense.
Next question. I've been in a relationship for a very long time now, and I'm getting married soon. I have to move to a different country after marriage without my friends and without my family. I love him and trust him 100%, but the thing is, we will be completely surrounded by his family and friends. I can make friends easily and have a good relationship with his family, but his mom is very attached to him. For example, when she would know where we are, she would surprise us on our date and come say hi after spending the whole day with her for a week. I'm afraid if I move there and have my life with him near her, that we won't have much privacy, especially since she doesn't work and she has lots of time to spare. I heard that marriages tend to be harder in the beginning and want to have the space to make our relationship stronger in the first year at least. Since you're married, what advice would you give for the beginning of marriage in general? In my case, if I'm surrounded by only his family and friends at first, what are the things I need to avoid to focus on having a healthy and peaceful relationship?
That's tough. I mean, what I'm thinking about is when I moved to New York Christmas Day.
Oh yeah.
To one of your grandmother's rooms. I lived with you and your grandmother and like around all your friends and family, and I didn't know anyone. It's just like establishing boundaries, right? But you have to, because like it didn't feel like home for me for like 3 months. It always takes like a certain amount of time to get acclimated to like the area.
Well, like here didn't feel home for you either. You're like, it still doesn't.
But I think slotting some time out for yourself too, and you're just getting married, so everything's like new. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of trial and error. Like, I think one thing is prepare for some like tension,
right?
Because it's gonna happen.
I think going into it knowing that you are gonna have to set these boundaries, like unless you say something, people are not going to just naturally respect like what you want, and people aren't mind readers. Like his mom isn't gonna know that you need your time apart. So I think having a conversation with your husband and maybe setting these private times with just one another that are non-negotiables, like whether that's Friday nights, Wednesday nights, or a few times a week, and making sure that your husband is on board with that so that when people try to creep into your relationship, you know, nope, these are reserved for just each other.
That's a great idea. He should know. He probably knows too.
Right.
I'm assuming you've spoke to him about it. Be like, what the fuck is this? We're out to lunch and she just shows up.
Right. Wait, what movie was it where the mom ends up on the honeymoon? Oh, it was White Lotus, season 1. I don't know if you saw it, but they're like on their honeymoon and then like the husband's mom pops in like on their honeymoon.
Yeah, actually, yes, I did. Yeah, because didn't like he had the knife or something? It was like something in the bedroom. Didn't he stab or he stabbed the manager?
Right, but that was but
that's right, the couple.
Guy, yeah. But again, that's I think you having that conversation with your hubs and then him also establishing boundaries with his family.
Expect unexpected, expect tension because it's going to happen. Like I mean,
it's not even unexpected. It is expected. So
right, just going into it knowing will probably help you out a lot, and so you don't feel caught off guard.
But overall, in the beginning, marriage, like, yeah, people are like, it's hard. It's about being a team. That's what it is. Like
you can say that about anything that's new.
Right.
Everything's hard. Learning how to edit, learning how to film, everything was hard in the beginning. And it's frustrating until you like learn how to do it and then it becomes more comfortable and natural and whatever.
I think ultimately too, reminding yourself that marriage is a choice and you're not always going to feel 100% with your partner, but it's a choice. That's it.
Good.
Okay, next question.
Before you do the next question, because we got to bring this up, submit any and all questions.
Oh, right.
It doesn't just have to be relationships because we are getting a lot of questions that are repetitive, the same
cheating,
thing.
You know, parents, in-laws, which are fine. We're happy to help, but like we're going to like beat these topics to death.
Right. It's normally the same response.
You can like literally write in about anything, like the type of dog breed that you want to adopt, what to name your children.
Even the shower one was an interesting topic. You can talk about shower. I can talk about the shower forever. So,
but I mean, of course, we always love like the relationship ones, but like, don't feel like you can't write in about, you know, a work problem.
Because I want to talk about anything and everything. I don't want to just talk about relationships.
Yeah, like
either.
your favorite recipes, or you know, like you got a flat tire and you're I don't know.
Bad memories. All right, next question.
You keep driving, your husband keeps driving into curbs, which I guess is a relationship problem. Is it? Next question. Hi guys, I have a crush on one of my good friends and I'm unsure about whether I should be honest with him about my feelings or not. To give some context, when we first met, I was with my ex and he was with his girlfriend. So we were just friends. However, I broke up with my ex last year and this guy has been there for me. We've gotten a lot closer and recently I'm realizing that I have feelings for him. The tricky thing is he's still with his girlfriend. I value this friendship, but it's getting to the point where my feelings keep getting stronger every time we talk or hang out, but then I get hurt because we can't be together. Should I cut him off? Should I tell him the truth about how I feel? Should I keep being his friend and hope these feelings pass on their own? Appreciate any advice.
How many rom-coms are made over this like same exact situation?
Like, this is a movie with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz, and I just feel like, or maybe not, but like I just feel like this situation happens in older rom-coms.
You only have one life. How long are you gonna like let time pass by? If that's like how you feel, because isn't it like your relationship is already changed at this point because you no longer look at him as a friend. unless you think you can really hold back your feelings for him. But
so I feel like you don't say anything because he has a girlfriend. He's dating someone. Did you miss that part, John?
I did miss that part.
So he's in a relationship. I just feel like if he was single, sure, tell him how you feel. But he's dating someone.
Are you friends with this girl? No.
You think that just so because they're not friends?
It's how you feel. You can't be friends with them anymore because you like this person. That stage of your relationship is over. So don't fucking torture yourself. Be like, how many people do we know, or I know like the cute, like how they met. And it's like actually, I feel like my parents did this. I might be fucking this up.
Your parents did meet because they were on a double date with other people. But then...
It's still kind of similar though. Like whatever, like relationships. But I don't think it was... I think a lot of people end up together that way.
I mean, I'm not saying that they don't, but I think that...
You're more focused on this other girl's feelings getting hurt. Fuck her. Who cares? Your relationship, your feelings are priority too.
Okay, but if...
You're not friends... If this chick is a stranger that he's dating, I would not give a fuck. I'd be like, I like you. Hey, I like you. Like, be with me. Don't be with her.
What?
Be with me.
If I was in a relationship and a guy said to me, I like you, how would you feel?
In a better way, I just be like, listen.
No. How would you feel if I was dating you? We're dating. We're not married yet.
Of course, I would be pissed. The stranger. Of course, that girl's gonna be pissed.
But would you not also be mad at me then to be like, what are you? And maybe there is an issue with this guy and his girlfriend. I don't know.
Why does there have to be an issue? Listen. Why are you so focused on the girl that this guy's dating?
You're saying follow your heart, tell him, and then fuck this girl who he's dating?
And maybe it doesn't work out, but at least it's off your chest and you have more clarity. Be like, okay, instead of torturing yourself for the next however long they're together,
I think you said too many rom-coms, John.
At least you said something.
I just don't think that that's like, I don't know. It's not like girl code to me. I think that that's just rude to express your feelings to him. And because he's in a relationship. If he was single, sure. But like, he's unavailable. Move the fuck on. Like, I just don't think that it's appropriate for you to...
You're not fucking the guy. You're just telling him how you feel.
Someone came to you and started expressing with hopes of you leaving me to go be with them. I'd be like, I will fuck you up.
We're married.
But that's my point. Even if we were dating, I'd be like, who do you think you are?
Okay, there's the other person saying you would fuck them up. Of course.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about you? Who cares about the other person, the guy? We're talking about the guy.
And then I'd be pissed at you because I'd be like, what are you saying to that girl to make her think that you have a chance? I don't care. I think he's in a relationship. I know that you're like, yeah, you have a crush on him. Go tell him how you feel.
Do not listen to Alex.
What?
Go with your gut and your feeling. Because I can't keep anything inside.
Play it out. So what do you think happens? She tells him she has a crush on him. He's in a relationship now. So what do you think happens?
I will say no. And then your relationship's over. But you know what? You shot your shot.
But then he says no. And now what? That causes a rift between him and his girlfriend.
Is she going to say it to his face in front of her? I didn't say do that. But they have a relationship when they're out drinking coffee or something and be like, this is how it's right? We're just walking. It's a fall day. The leaves are coming down.
Also, I'd be like, why are you walking with this? Whatever. It's fine.
Because they're really good friends, right? They've been friends for a while, whatever. They're like really good friends.
They first met when they were dating. Yeah, when she was with her ex. So I don't know if they're great, whatever.
They're best friends.
Continue.
That's what I'm going. They're best friends.
Okay.
We have our Starbucks coffees. Walking, fall, brisk morning, whatever.
John, you're literally just trying to put this into a rom-com. This is real life.
And we're walking, and I just look at you, and I'm like, hey, I know you just started dating Chad.
They didn't just start dating.
How long have they
They've been together.
How long?
It doesn't
say, so you don't know.
I have a crush on my good friends. I'm unsure about whether I should be honest with him or feelings or not. To give some context, we met when I was with my ex. He was with his girlfriend. We were just friends. However, she broke up with her ex last year. This guy was there for her, but he's still with his girlfriend. So it's at least been a year that they're together or more. It's 2 years that could be with this girlfriend. At least a year.
Everything is going to stem from this. Are you friends with this girl? If you're friends with this girl, then no. Oh. If you're not friends with this girl, then going back to my story.
Oh my God.
Going back to my story. Listen. I know you and Chad are together, but like these past couple months, just my feelings have grown for you and I can't keep them in anymore. And I love you. And I need you to know that. I'm not saying break up with her, but I'm here for you. And I just need to get these feelings out because it's driving me crazy inside. Do you want to fuck right after that? You were like, you're about to start crying. No. That was the best performance.
Literally, because that was the opposite reaction that I was having in my brain. What? I was like, gonna say, fuck you, because you're now trying to ruin the relationship that I have going on. That's really rude of you.
And then the friendship's over. But you know what? You got to be more relieved inside. You shot your shot. You're not all knotted up inside.
We're just going to have different views on this. I think it's rude to the other girl. He's in a relationship. Move on. Like, if you didn't know that he was in a relationship, like, of course, shoot your shot, you know? And then, but again, I also don't like that he's like,
how do you know he's doing anything? He's just friends with this person. You are just like painting this picture of this guy that he's like wants his cake and he can eat it too, or whatever the fuck that saying is.
I don't know.
But maybe he's not. Maybe he's just like there for her. She's having a hard time.
I'm not saying that this is like over for you guys. Like, who knows? Like, maybe if you're not in his life anymore, he'll be like, wow, I really miss this girl and I don't want to be with my girlfriend anymore. Maybe if they're not meant to be together, they'll split up. Like, if you love something, let it go. And if it's meant for you, it'll come back to you. Like, it doesn't mean that you'll never end up together. I just don't think that it's right to express your feelings for someone who's unavailable.
Okay.
If someone expressed their feelings about you trying, like, with hopes that like you were going to then like end up leaving.
Again, who you are is irrelevant. It's more on this person.
I don't think so, because she's still a person. She's still involved. Jon, again, it'd be like a guy telling me that he wants to be with me with hopes of me leaving you.
I wouldn't get mad at you. I'd fuck that dude up.
Yeah, but I think that you would also be like, why does this guy feel that way? How am I leading him on that he feels that he has a chance with me? That's what you would say.
Who said anyone had a chance? People feel feelings without assuming they have a chance with someone. You just be like, man, I really like this person. Probably will never work, but like, I need to tell them. It doesn't matter. The most important thing about...
Are you going up to Kate Beckinsale and being like, homegirl, I want
Alex,
you?
The most important thing about this question here is the performance I just laid out. Because that got 3 cameras on me. I didn't break character.
You should put it in your reel, Jon.
I'm going to make a reel. Somebody hire me. I'm a free agent. Next Rom-Com.
And then you're going to end up being cast as the villain because that's what you are. Next question.
I could. I'll be the villain.
You would probably be a good villain, even though you do look like that superhero cartoon character.
I don't know if I could. After yesterday's performance.
What performance?
For that ad we had to do, and you were like, do an angry face and do a smile, and I just could not get it down.
I was
you like pretend you're mad, and I was like,
well, because your face had to go directly from angry to happy. So at first it was too slow of a transition. So I'm like, all right, Jon, you got to speed it up. So he'd be like, like it's got to be quicker than that. And just see happy.
It was just so creepy.
It was my commentary because I'd be like, "You're so angry. You have such an angry face." I'm like, happy. Kobe's behind us, like, what the fuck is happening?
I guess you'd have to be there. They probably don't understand what we're talking.
You guys, you definitely have to be there to get it. Okay, next question. My husband went through a lot of trauma growing up. I think his mom is a narcissist. He has narcissistic qualities. I can tell he wants to improve, and in some ways he does try. But he continues the same behaviors. He criticizes me a lot. He shames. He talks over everyone. He interrupts, and he's controlling. He gets very defensive when he's criticized or told how he is making us feel. If I give him parenting tips, he acts like I only ever criticize him. I have suggested therapy. Neither of us have taken the time to research finding a therapist. I feel like that should be his job since I feel like he's the problem. I'm not perfect, but I feel very negatively impacted by the stress he creates. We have 2 kids, 3 and 6. We are both professionals. We are otherwise very normal social people, but he is narcissistic and I'm an empath. My anxiety is so out of control. The thought of finding us a therapist overwhelms me, but I know we all need it and would benefit from it. I don't know what my request is for advice. Maybe just how to navigate this situation, how to get somebody like that to take responsibility, or do I take on the task, even though I'm so overwhelmed already? Thanks, anxiety-ridden mom. I think you answered that yourself. I know you're overwhelmed, but I don't think that pushing off therapy is going to make this any better. Also, my question is someone born a narcissist, or do you like develop narcissistic qualities over time?
The latter.
You're born a narcissist?
No, that's not the latter.
Oh, the second one. You develop them, but like, so I guess that's from like
based
your trauma.
Off your environment. Is that like a hereditary thing?
From what my therapist tells me about narcissists is that they're generally not going to help themselves. Like they're not going to be, narcissists don't know that they're narcissists, like from what I've heard. And I think a lot of times people do throw that word around, and that's like why I want to ask, like, when did he start showing these qualities? Because you married him. Was he like this type of person before you married him and had kids with him? Or are there other factors that are going on right now that are attributing to him, you know, him treating you this way? Because there's also two sides to every story. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I just think that like sometimes when you're stressed, you might feel like,
why are you sugarcoating it? Obviously, she's the one writing in, so she also has a part to play in this. Like, it's both of them.
Of course.
But going forward, the only thing I can think of as like a forward step is what I got from her saying, I think he needs to find a therapist because he's the one who needs it. That part right there kind of tells me a lot. I think you both need it, like maybe marriage counseling, like do it together. But you since you're the one with the problem, like you're the one that's like seeing there's an issue
with him.
And he doesn't, you're probably the one that's going to have to take that first step of finding the therapist.
Agreed. Yeah. And I think that with that, you can learn the tools of how to move forward with your partner.
So are you saying she should find a therapist for herself first?
Yeah, I don't think that because I
don't jump into like a marriage counseling first.
I just think that either way, like therapy is going to be a helpful tool. It's not going to be it's not going to be a good thing. You know what I mean?
If you had to choose one or the other, because what I'm getting from this,
I just think it's going to be easier for her to go to therapy by herself than to really get her partner who has all these narcissistic traits to want to go to therapy. Like,
the only reason I'm asking that, Alice, because based off what she's saying, like she's stressed out, anxiety, doesn't have a lot of time. So it's like gun to head. But you
make time for what's important. Is saving your marriage important? Is like getting to a healthy place in your relationship important? Make time to fucking Google a therapist. Like
that's, if you let me finish, I was gonna say gun to head, you have to go to marriage counseling or counseling for yourself. Which one should she prioritize first? You're saying for herself first?
I think that it will be easier for you to do it alone before he comes with you, unless he's open to it. I don't know. Did he say if he's open to marriage counseling?
Based off of that.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it will, what's the easiest task for you to do, as opposed to then having to work with his schedule, have him deny or say that he doesn't need to go.
You first, coping mechanisms will help.
I just think like worry about like getting to a place of peace on your own, because at the end of the day, what do we say? You can't. Communication. It is communication, but you can't change other people. Like you're not going to change him. But I just think again, like a lot of these.
I think also anxiety. A lot of times when people have anxiety, they're looking at everything,
right?
And it's stressful to do that. And it's like, look at what you can control. Look at what's the easiest thing to start with and build off of that. Mm-hmm. So let's just leave it at this. You are going to have to look for a therapist yourself first.
Right.
And that way they'll give you the tools to help with him, and then eventually getting him to go to therapy, and then doing couples therapy. And it's like a long road, but you know, there's obviously an issue that needs to be fixed. So.
Right. And again, that's why I ask, like, were these behaviors that he was showing you prior to marriage? Like, where is this coming from? And that's why I'm like, are people narcissists from like a certain age? Like, when would one become
It depends on
narcissist?
Environment. 100% environment.
Because you could be Or like, could you become a narcissist tomorrow?
Yeah.
You could?
Not tomorrow. It wouldn't be like the next day, but I think it feeds off your environment. Because say somebody's, your environment's your parents, your family, then you go to college, then college into your career, and say you skyrocket from like career to celebrity status, and then you have all these yes people around you, and you have people feeding into your ego.
Right, like
then you turn
Kanye
into
wasn't always a narcissist, maybe. Right. He became one.
Kanye's also a different story because he has mental illness.
Issues, yeah. Well, isn't narcissism a mental illness?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not going to say yes or no. I don't know.
I know. Guys, again, we don't know it all.
I don't know if you get diagnosed with it.
Even though it seems like we know what we're talking about, we don't.
The only reason I'm saying Kanye has mental illness is because that's what I've heard. So I'm assuming that he has mental illness that he's diagnosed with.
Yeah, I think so. From what we've heard, but who knows? I don't know. I just think in conclusion, I think therapy can help. And if it doesn't, cross that bridge when you get there.
We don't have an answer after that.
I mean, you shouldn't have to deal with being treated like this though. So that's just right. You also want to be happy.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Okay, well, that's it for questions, but I feel like I always do this every episode. I'm like, I have a bonus question. Should I read it? Usually we do 5 and 5, but
we got time.
Okay, bonus. I literally have no idea what to do with my life. I'm currently in college and I'm about to graduate, but continuing school and being in debt sounds stressful, and it's not something I want to do. I've always thought people who went to college for years and didn't even use their majors and didn't even use their degrees were insane because I thought, just use it. It's not that hard. Quit changing majors. But now I'm in that position and it's not so easy. I love to travel and it's something that I want to do full time, but I don't know how I can afford it. Every remote job seems sketchy and not something that I will enjoy doing. Are there better alternatives? Should I continue more years in college to use my degree? Any advice?
I wish you said what your degree was.
I know.
Like
we could help you list off some jobs.
If you want to do like psychology and you're only undergrad, like you're going to have to go to school.
It's true. Like what are you going to school for? Lawyer, doctor, engineer, like some things you just have to have a degree for. But if you're more in like the creative space, I mean, you say that you love to travel. I also want to say you can absolutely find a remote job that's not sketchy. I feel like everyone works remote jobs now.
Right, but we don't know. We don't know anything about remote jobs.
Technically, we have remote jobs.
We have our own business.
Which is remote.
Right, but you're saying like there's plenty of remote jobs, which there is, but it's not like we research them and know like if they're sketchy or not. We don't know. But the first thing is you're young. No one knows what they want to do. I saw, who? I think it was Dwight, the actor from Dwight.
Drain.
The actor who played Dwight in The Office. He said something like, your 20s are like your fuck around years.
True. Yeah.
Like that's when you learn.
We've had so many different career paths in life and like change every 3 years. Like in 3 years, we'll probably be doing something different. Like who knows? I just think that like, don't get so caught up in knowing what you want to do for the rest of your life because no one knows. And what's beautiful about the time that we live in is that we don't start jobs and work in the same job for 30 years, 40 years to just retire. Like I think everyone is fluid in regards to their career.
Well, you kind of have to be. Companies no longer like do what they did.
Yeah. And it's true. Yeah. But regarding college, like what are your thoughts on continuing college?
I think you kind of answered it there. You want to travel. So what jobs will help you with like fulfilling your dream? Whether it's like, I don't know, multilingual. Like if you were a how do you say that? Linguinist? Linguinist? Like a person who can like
a translator?
Sure, but it starts with an L.
Linguist?
Linguist?
I don't know what is it a job? What are you saying?
Yeah, because you could be like...
He didn't say he can speak another language.
I'm saying like, I'm giving this as an example. Like you'll be able to travel if you're multilingual.
There's
and like
other things you could do if you're not multilingual. I'm just giving it as you don't have to know another language.
I'm giving it as an example of that job would help you, or like politics. I don't know. You could be a foreign ambassador. I don't know. I'm just saying what your major is will help dictate like the direction you can go in to go for your dream.
But do you need a degree? Like again, I think it depends on what you want to do.
Be a flight attendant. Work on a cruise.
True.
You don't need
some people might disagree, but like you know, and again, it depends on what you want to do. But I think that sometimes just finishing out school, going into debt just to have a piece of paper to say that you did something isn't worth it. I do think it can create some structure, but college is fucking expensive. I don't think it's smart to get into debt if you truly don't know. Like, you could go to community college. You could always also go back to school. Is it going to be harder? Perhaps. But if you're really confused.
It's way harder.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can tell you that firsthand.
Right. But I do think that these don't get stressed and bogged down about like you don't know what you want to do. I just think that you have to follow your heart.
I actually take it back. It's not way harder. I was definitely more structured going in for my master's.
Because then you have more of a goal of what you want. Like when you're going in for your master's, you're like, I ain't fucking around now.
Right.
Because you know. So I just think that like maybe taking a break can help you.
It could. I always say like I would go back. I would do community college first, get the gen eds out and try to focus. But like I would not take those years back because I learned a lot about myself and like got my partying out and all that stuff. But that's not what college really should be about.
Well, and that's what I wonder too. Like I went to NC State, had so much fun, but did it help me career-wise? Like did I learn?
It pointed you in a direction though.
Kind of, but I don't know, you know, like I think in the film world, if anything, I was behind. Like a lot of people just went to like a trade to learn their trade in film for 2 years, and they were working on sets. And so if anything, I was behind.
Talking about an industry that is in high demand, skilled trade work, you make so much money, like plumbing, electrical, all that stuff. Because no one knows how to do that. Me. You
have options though. So don't get bogged down
stress
by
about it,
you don't know what you want.
I also know it's stressful to see like your peers like going off, and I remember like job fairs. I'm sitting there with my business degree and like, oh, Mike got into IBM, or like I have friends that getting all this stuff. I didn't have a single offer. I think I got an offer from Enterprise car rental. That was like it.
I know.
So it's just it's stressful.
But also you can't compare your timeline to other people's. Like
exactly.
It's always going to work out differently for other people. So just don't compare yourself to others. Do what makes you happy. Because tomorrow's not promised.
Try not to go into more debt.
Yeah, exactly. Shall we jump into our icks?
Oh yeah.
You seem like you're ready. You're like locked and loaded.
I mean, I have some. I have 2 icks. One ick is you. One ick is not you. Which one do you want to hear?
I feel like that's not fair.
Which one do you want to hear first?
The one that's not me.
In LA, people driving around or people parked. Everyone's parked on the side of the road, right? Next to the curb, whatever. No one pays attention and just swings their door open on a main road, and they fully extend the door.
Did this just happen to you? Is that what?
It happened to us the other day. It's happened to me multiple times. And like people will like swing their door open, not even get out of the car and like look around. You're on a main road. Like, open your door just enough to get out. Well, why do you swing it all the way open into like traffic where like then we have to swerve out of the way? It's
not just LA though. People do that everywhere. However, LA has the worst drivers I've ever seen.
Yeah, hands down.
Hands down.
No one's paying attention.
That girl, like the other day, the girl just pulled out into traffic. I'm like,
I was going 35 and I almost fucking T-boned her.
She wants to get T-boned.
She wants to die.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just like...
So that's it.
Just courtesy that people opening up their car doors into other cars. It's not that fucking hard. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. My ick for you.
Say what your ick is.
No, that's fine. I get one ick.
No, what was the other one?
The other ick was just more about comments that annoys me. Like people, like anytime we like post like a branded post and people are like, boo, you're sellouts. I'd be like, and they'll be like, this is off brand for you. I want to be like, how do you fucking know what's on brand for me? Like people just assuming they know things based off of a video. I'm like,
I think it's more about just like, remember, you didn't watch it, I don't think. Chris Rock's stand-up selective outrage. And that's exactly what it is. It's like...
Did he coin that term or has that been around? Because it's such a great term.
Right. But it is. It's people choosing things to be pissed about. It's like, oh my gosh, you're partnering with this company that's considered bad. Okay. Do you know
there's preservatives?
Do you know like that there are so many bigger fish to fry? Like, why are you choosing this
as like the hill you want to fight?
Right. The hill you want to die on, or the battle that you want to have. Yeah.
The hill you want to fight.
But again, it's just selective outrage. It's like people will pick and choose certain things, but not be outraged by something that they're actually contributing to or doing.
Right. Because it's easy.
Right.
Boop, little comment. Yeah. You don't know me.
My ick for you is that every time that you look at Kobe too long, or you see a picture of him, or a memory comes up, you go, oh, he's going to die soon.
I didn't say he's going to die soon. I said it was a beautiful photo of you and Kobe next to like some flowers. And he had the most happy, like he's in his most comfortable spot. And I'm just like, that's the memory I'm going to remember of him when he passes away.
Like literally, why?
I was just, I love him, and I was like,
but you love to ruin it, like, because that was a beautiful moment, and like it's something that's sure that we could reflect on when that day comes. But number one, it's never going to come. Number two, why do you have to just now bring it back to the circle of life? You're like, it's inevitable, Alex. He's gonna die one day.
Because I'm preparing myself. Because he's getting old. He's 8, almost 9. He's graying. His hip hurts.
He's like
falling
6,
apart.
7, 10, 20 years left. John.
It was just good to see the photo because I was like, wow, we did a good job as dog parents. He's so happy.
He's such a happy boy.
He had his ears were like this, and he was like,
he's
just
so
living
cute.
life.
I love him so much.
I don't know why I've been doing that a lot lately because I'm like getting scared that he is gonna leave us.
I think
soon.
because when
there's probably some sort of reason for that.
I thought I saw someone crawling on the ground. I think because like for dogs age 0 to like 4 or 5, they're crazy, and then 6, 7, 8 they start to slow
Level
down.
Off a little bit.
And I think because now he's getting more gray, he's slowing down. I think don't make that face.
I'm gonna cry. Our little man.
He's so cute. I think what would make him live longer? Baby. You know what would make him live longer? Getting him a sibling.
No.
Yes.
Fuck no.
Why not?
No, because it's already so expensive to get somebody to babysit one dog. So expensive.
Maybe we could get a 2-for-1.
A 2-for?
2-for-1.
Yeah.
It's got to be easier, right? To have 2. Come on.
Anyways, thank you guys.
Thank you so much
for everything, for listening,
tuning in. 5 stars.
Like, subscribe, email, comment.
You could find us at Give It To Me Straight podcast pretty much everywhere. I just feel like, should I say that from now on? And you could reach us at hello@giveittomestraightpodcast.com and go onto our website, giveittomestraightpodcast.com, to write in any of your questions about anything.
Question.
About anything and everything.
Unless it's like,
what don't you want to answer?
Like, how do I like hide a body or something?
I was just thinking that.
Incriminating.
Yeah.
Just don't ask us anything incriminating.
Although I've listened to enough podcasts that I probably can help you. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.